Please record. All right, here we
Ooh,
go.
in the interim.
Ta-da. All right, there we go. That was it. That was the big to do. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Virginia, worldwide renowned author and
Oh, God, get out of here.
theological leader and
Uh, hey,
history lover.
I wanted to talk to you about auxiliary friends today.
Okay,
That's just been on my mind. I think because I just went to my 50th high school reunion.
huge.
It was great. Man, it was great to see everybody. It's amazing how much I have in common with people that I don't know. So there's about 165 of us out of a class of 400. And
That's great.
yeah, it was great. Yeah. So there were a lot of people there that I didn't have a memory of in high school or that had a memory of me and I didn't have a memory of them.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
but they were very gracious when I said, yeah, I don't know who you are. So like, I'll go, this one I goes,
Having a clue.
Virginia, it's so good to see you. Oh, I
Who are
loved
you?
it when we played flag football together. And I said, yeah, no memory of you, no memory of flag football. Yeah, I can't really speak to that, but I'm sure you're a lovely person.
That happened to me at my reunion. And this woman, I mean, in like freshman art class, and then I just was aware of her and friendly with her, but we weren't friends. I said to the woman I was speaking with, "Gosh, I think I'll go say hi to this person," and she said, "Oh, I'll go with you." Made it even more embarrassing when I go over and I just say, "Oh, I just wanted to say hi," and she didn't really know who I was. And like freshman art class was a long time ago, and she was a very good drawer. So, she had no reason really to remember me. And she was in flag corps and I was in choir. And, we were in different little circles, but she was so kind and cool. And I really was aware of her. And she just didn't know who I was. And it was such a funny feeling, especially with this other friend standing there. Oh, okay. Have
Well,
a nice night.
what was really great was, it was such a genuine, kind greeting that she gave me, much like you must have
Yes.
given this gal from art, that it just warmed my heart that someone over the years, when they'd thought of me, they'd had
Right.
warm feelings about it. I ended up having breakfast with her 2 different days and, seeing her then at the next evening event. And, and we've since exchanged some emails. So it
Right.
was, it was, I felt like I made a new friend. I felt that way when I was in Ireland and I went to that conference. There were about 3 people there that I thought, oh, these people, out of about 40, 45. I thought, oh, these people could really be my friends. I felt that way when I went to Peru and I met some people. And what I realized is I can't, I can't hold everybody up. I, I've got
Yeah.
unlimited
Yeah.
love to give to these people when our worlds collide, but I don't have unlimited time to work on those
Yeah.
relationships.
Can't take them on. Yeah.
And another funny thing just happened to me. I don't know if you remember Yoshi. Uh,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Yoshi. I tried to get in touch with him years ago, and then we exchanged some letters after he went back to Japan. And
Isn't he still 16?
yeah, well, I'm sure of it. No,
That's
he's
who I
great.
remember.
He's retired from working at a university and has had some other
Whoa.
career moves, lateral
That's
career
that's
moves.
so grown up.
Anyway, so when we're going to Japan, I of course reached out to him, even though I hadn't talked to him in decades, and he just never got back to me. So I was like, yeah, fine. He just wrote me. He was able to find me because of my website. And so he
Oh,
just wrote me 3 days ago. This long thing. My computer crashed. I lost all your contact information. Ginger just gave it to me. And
yeah.
anyway, so he found me. And then now we've exchanged a couple of emails. And I thought, I don't know, do I have time for this? I mean, isn't that a terrible thing to think? And so I wanted to ask your opinion about this, about not the main people in our lives, like our husbands and our kids, that we definitely want to make time for, but our friends. I belong to a couple of book clubs and a couple of other groups. How do you manage, Patty? What do you do? How can we love everybody but and make them feel loved and give them the time they want without minimizing them? I don't know.
I'm honored that you would ask me. Like I like I know something. Well, I have found friendships to be a couple of things. One, like concentric circles, and there are in that very, very center these people that we just must have in our lives. And frankly, I know I've told my sons, you must love me. I'm sorry, but you just I won't be
Well,
okay if you don't love me.
well, that doesn't work for everybody.
It does not work for
No, I met
everyone.
people that are in a lot of
No,
pain because their
I
kids
would,
don't love them.
yeah, I would not say that if I didn't believe I was deeply loved by them already. It was a joke.
I know, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
consider
yeah, yeah.
yourself
No,
lucky.
you're absolutely right. And I can't think of a more painful thing.
Yeah,
Um, well, no, I can, but yeah,
yeah,
terrible, terrible I just, yeah, oh, that would just crush my heart every day. But I see friendships in two ways, kind of those concentric circles that kind of at the outer edges are people. We just had a really nice chat at whatever, a meeting or a bar or a picnic or whatever. And God, what a cool person. But I just can't take you further into the circles. I don't have the time to be an authentic friend or as a very, very fluid thing because
yes,
people move in and out, in and out. And you and I are extroverts. I mean, we reach out to the people. Young woman who was 19 who sat next to me on the plane last night, we talked the entire time and made each other laugh and just had the best time and wondered. We were just laughing at the similarities of things we've done in our lives, even though I'm at 71 and three quarters and she was at 19. She had gone to Alaska to do a kind of a mission thing, and I went to Nicaragua to give shots, and there were other things. And we laughed and said, it's like, she said something like, or I said maybe, I might be future you. Like, I I think you're past me and I'm future you. Like we had the best time chatting and we did exchange phone numbers because I have to check on this little relationship she mentioned.
uh,
And I told her whoever you love and whoever you end up with, if you marry, I hope I'm invited to the wedding because we had one of those kind of talking to grandma, what do you think talks. You can say what you can reflect what you're hearing. What I was hearing from her was this guy was attractive to me, just a couple years older, and we just connected in so many sweet ways. And I said, I'm hearing you connected in core ways that are really, really important to be aligned. And I can see why you really like this guy. You and I are extroverts, and we reach out and we notice. And you, I think, defined something interesting at the onset of this conversation, which is what you expect a friendship to be. When you said, I can't lift them up, or I can't take them on, or that kind
oh,
of sense of there's an obligation to be a good friend. Like I don't walk around saying, "Oh, you don't really do much for me," so I bring myself to a friendship when I resonate the most strongly, which still happens for me in my life. I still am making friends and others fall away. It is that connectedness that you kind of feel right away. There's kind of a wow, you kind of vibe in the zone I vibe in, kind of like almost a frequency. So that's
well,
I would say.
to what you said about what I was saying about what I bring to it. You know how sometimes worries or chores we have to do or responsibilities weigh bigger on us than they really are in real life. Like we give them more headspace at night, thinking, "Oh, I should do this." Are you
Oh,
familiar
sure.
with that? Yeah. So,
No, I don't know anything about worries.
well, I mean, sometimes if I would just do a task, if I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
just
yeah.
finish, I'd be done. I wouldn't think about it anymore. That the
Totally.
relationship with that problem would be over. But with friends, like sometimes I think, oh, I've forgotten when that person's birthday was, and I don't have it written down, and I think it passed, and I really should know after 40 years when their birthday is, or I just, oh, I haven't talked to that person in a long time, and I heard they were going through some problem, and I didn't reach out, I didn't call. So it's more of a, I feel like I'm letting people down when I have a lot of people in my sphere, I don't feel like my friends are letting me down. They're awesome. Yeah. But the easiest kind of friendships for me to maintain are the kind of friendships that don't require maintenance. Like I feel like you're one of those people because there have been times we haven't maybe talked for a year and then we just drop into it.
Love that.
I love that. And I have other people that I can just drop in after years or a decade or something and we're just friends again because we did have that vibe that you're talking about, that connection. But not everybody. I was surprised this last year that there were some people I hadn't seen for a long time. I thought we'd just pick it up where we left off and they needed more maintenance.
Yeah, it's interesting because I am usually that friend who can pick up if kind of if the other person brings that, I can bring that and we can just get on. And there was a time, I'm just thinking of a very close friend who we were even in a van together. I lived in her house with and helped with her little kids. She came after a few years and we're not working together again. And she had moved to a new town, but she came to visit me. And I was so stressed with my special needs kid
Oh,
that I felt like I did not show up well. I did not show up with all the warmth and the love that kind of the relationship really deserved. I mean, we had a really best friend kind of, I mean, I'm in her house, helping her with her third little daughter and working in the band with her and her husband and very, very close, very tight. And I still feel bad about that because she has passed away. And I felt like I wish that encounter had gone differently because I was on threads. I was so tired. And so there are periods of time, not my whole life with this kid, but there are times in your life you're just on fumes and it's so difficult.
yeah.
And
Well, and they can be mental fumes or they can be physical. I had a friend
yeah,
that came to visit me in California from New Mexico. Now that's a commitment, right? To come
yeah.
visit from a far away. The first and only time that I had constipation. And I was just like on the bed going, I thought constipation is really funny till you have it. And then it's like not even a joke. It's like bad. Anyway, so she and her boyfriend at the time, they're there for like 3 days. And it was just like what you're saying. I just I couldn't show up. I wanted to rise above it. I wanted to and luckily that's a situation that passes. I think about people that have terrible diseases, terminal diseases, can't muster a
Howdy do.
yeah. Well, but I did have somebody that I'd known for probably 30 years in my life, a wife of my husband's friend. She died of cancer recently, and it was really in the last 2 years of her life that she and I actually became friends. She was somebody that, even though she was dying and in pain from cancer, she was a delight to be around. And she loved to be around me. And so that worked out, win-win. And so I'd go over there and, we just yak and talk, and now she's gone. I thought, gosh, I should have gotten to know her when I first met her. So it goes.
Well, I think you have this incredible appreciation of people. If they're funny, kind, smart, playful, even if they're kind of a negative person, I feel like you are a person who sees the little flecks of gold in there and you're willing to go there. Not every Some people have parameters on who they're willing to get to know. All of us have parameters on who we're willing to invest and get to know, but I feel like you particularly appreciate the wrinkles, the bumps, the smooth, the you appreciate what makes a person them. And that's a beautiful receptiveness already.
Well, that's nice of you to say. I don't feel like I need to like the whole person. And I
Yeah.
don't feel like I don't feel like that person needs to meet all my needs. And I think that's where some people get tripped up. They're like, if somebody's going to be my friend, I got to like everything about them, and and they need to fill these needs for me. And I don't really, I would say that that's what I don't have. I don't see myself as on a day-to-day basis being needy, although I can be quite needy at times. In fact, a friend stopped by my house yesterday, and I thought, did I talk too much? I thought, did she get a word in edgewise? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, one of the things I like to do, as you know, is to send postcards, and that's a way that I maintain
Oh
friends
my gosh, you have
because,
sent me the best little comments and just hello, thinking of you. Thank
well,
you so
and
much.
oh, well, you're so welcome. Sometimes if I'm traveling, there are times when you're just sitting. Sometimes, like on a train in Scotland, there's a table. You're sitting
Yeah.
and you're just traveling and you're looking out the window and there's just nothing I'd rather do than, oh, hey, blah, 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 blah. I got a pen and pencil. And I find that that's a good way to maintain long distance relationships or relationships with older people that still delight in mail. Actually, my nephew, I said we don't talk much, but we adore each other. And one day he just texted me out of the blue, keep those postcards coming. I thought, oh,
Oh my
so
God.
so now I almost always send him one.
That's so sweet. That is so sweet. Well, I would
Yeah.
say the same. I get them and I'm like, oh my gosh, she wrote to me. She's in Scotland. It
Well,
surprises and delights me every time.
well, I think that's awesome. The one I sent you, what was weird about that was that there was a gal there that was in the group. If I'm in a sports bar and they're watching sports and they're talking about sports, I don't really have it in me to be interested in that. I'm glad other people are interested in that and it brings them joy. It's just not my gig. So I bought you that card that had that quilling in it because the quilling, I was like, oh man, if this was hand done, I'm never spending this much time on quilling. It
No,
never
no.
works when you show a card. Yeah, you can't get it.
He's a
Anyway,
gnome. He's adorable.
yeah, the whole thing's quilled. It's amazing. But she looks over and she goes, can I read that? You're sitting in the group. I'd like to read it. So I just handed it to her. but but I thought that's how it just kind of got disjointed and kind of abruptly ends. That's why, because I thought, well, okay, I'm done. All right, fine, put it
Were
in the
you
envelope.
supposed to be like not writing or something? She wasn't doing it to be like
No, she was just
you're
curious. I think maybe she hasn't seen people write. I don't know. She's unfamiliar with the process of writing a note or a card.
oh
I
my
don't know.
gosh.
I don't know. I thought it was funny too.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I am
Thanks.
grateful for the friends I've made. I'm very grateful for anyone that keeps in touch with me from the past, and I only have a couple of people that do that, a handful. Like even a year ago, I made a really good friend, and we talk on the phone, and it surprises me that at this point in my life, and again, she's someone that's so the fit, kind of the fit is so good that it's just easy. It's so easy to be her friend. And the ones that for me have fallen away, some of them were when I had to carry kind of the weight of the friendship. It was about me reaching out, it was about me carrying us and either encouraging them or cheering them up. And I remember thinking when I was, let's say, 40, I admired my friends that were 60 because I just felt like they just don't do stuff they don't want to do. That's awesome. Maybe I can be like that someday. And I don't mean like brush your teeth. Everyone brush their teeth. But I just felt like, what is it about these women that are 60 and 70? They just don't do things they don't want to do. And it's kind of like tick, tick, time is going by. I don't have time to pursue things that I'm not truly, my heart is not in it.
Going
Go
back
ahead.
to
No, that's
two
all.
other things that you've said in the past, one today and one on a different day, is none of us know when our clock is going to seize up and stop. And so everybody, whether you're like your 19-year-old friend you made last night or us, it's tick, 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 it's coming. And then the other thing you said was when people friends come in and fall away. I think that I need to get better at letting friends fall away, not feeling like I have to sustain them because I loved them once doesn't mean I can love them from afar. I don't have to act on it. And I think uh, I'm working on that right now because there's so many people, like I've always had friends of all different ages. And so I have a lot of friends that like are in their 90s or late 80s. Oh, when I say a lot, let's go with 10. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
That's kind of a lot.
Well, I know really cool ones. So
Yeah.
uh
Yeah.
it's like, oh, their clock certainly is ticking away. And it's hard for me not to think, oh, I should drive up to Trinidad. I should go see her. But that's an hour and a half drive for me. And so that's a 3 hour piece.
I was going
And
to say
it's
that's a 3 hour drive. Yeah.
yeah, even though she would enjoy it, even though I would enjoy it. Is that how I want to be spending my time? I
Well,
can't be
this is
writing postcards while I'm driving.
well, this is bringing up another analogy because I think in pictures, and it reminds me of my jewelry rack. Let's just say my earrings rack, which I have. I've too many earrings because I'd collect them at garage sales or friends give them or I have a lot. So let's say I have 3 pairs of red earrings. One's a blue red, one's an orange red, and one's whatever, like large or something. Generally speaking, there is one pair I go to every time. It's the right red. I wear it with these 3 outfits. I like it. I am never probably going to wear the third choice. The third choice is just there's something off about it or what. But that first one I always go to, it has not helped me downsize. But that's the criteria I would use if I were interested in having fewer earrings, which is you have these 5, whatever colors. Yeah, you never wear that. You are never attracted to these last 3. And that is how friendships feel. It's like if I want, there are some friends I check in on because I feel like they need a check in, but it's probably not who I would go to for my own crisis. Kind of like there are only a few people that can hold my heaviness, my troubles.
I'm not looking for a friend necessarily to hold my crisis. I'm looking for someone to laugh with. I'm looking for an activity buddy. So I have been known, like, I recall in junior high or high school, I think I was like in ninth grade, and I'd call Laura, see if she was interested in doing something. And if she wasn't interested, well, then I might call Rose or I go down the list. And I knew a lot of people that I went to school with. I would just go down, go down, go down, go down. And I call people and, eventually somebody said yes. Yes, I'll go to the movies with you. Great, let's go. I just wanted somebody to go and share the experience with. I still kind of do that. Like I'll call somebody and say, hey, you want to go to this? And if they don't, I'll go, well, maybe this person would like to go to this, and I'll call them. I sometimes get to the third earring.
The
And
third earring. That sounds like a book title.
and completely enjoy them. And just because they weren't necessarily the person I thought of first doesn't mean they aren't people that I love and care about and want in my life. So I just got the sign that we got 10 minutes left. But do you have any other thoughts on this?
I love you.
Well, I don't have time for you, so just get over it.
I love being with you. When we're together, especially physically together, I just have such a good time with it. Well, I thought if you have 10 minutes left, like it felt like the end of my life or something.
Oh, I
I
had
thought
to
I
get
better
out.
say what was in my heart. So
But speaking of that, what do you think
yes,
about people that are just friends online?
I
What
think that's
place?
very interesting. And I think that comes from a certain part of your brain. When you are like writing that, it's very interesting. In fact, a friend was having that kind of relationship online with a woman, a male was having that relationship with a woman. And when they actually met, it was like bad. It was terrible.
Oh,
Like it was like the personas they could be when they were writing and bringing up things and being clever with repartee, like that didn't exist when they were together. And I thought that's so curious to me. So what do you mean? What do you
Well, a
mean? And
friend of
who are
mine,
your online friends?
well, oh, I'm not going to answer either of those questions. Thanks for asking. The I kind of
Tick,
put this
tick.
out on
We've only got
Facebook.
10 minutes.
I know. I put this out on Facebook because Daniel and I were disagreeing about whether you can be true friends online. And I think that
Oh,
Jordan has a point that if you're gaming with people, those are people you're experiencing things with online, speaking to, listening to, and just because you're not in the same room together doesn't mean that those friendships aren't real. So I concur with that. And I was kind of limited in my thinking, but then this gal I used to teach with, she said, I belong to a TEA group online, and we go, taste teas and share all this stuff. And those people are an emotional support, real friends for me. We spend a lot, and sometimes we
yeah.
visit each other, and they live in different countries, and maybe I've only seen them once in my life, but those are real friends. And then, I have this friend that I've never met that I'd forgotten about that we'd never met. She met her husband online, not in a dating app, but she met online and she was part of a Pearl Jam music group that my brother and sister-in-law were in, and they became friends through that interest together and group. And in fact, my brother and sister-in-law flew from Washington State back east somewhere, I forget, on the East Coast to be part of their wedding. She was from Australia. She married a guy back east. They flew, and I'm thinking at the time, this is years ago, 15, 20 years ago, I'm thinking, you've never met this person and you're going to their wedding? And my sister-in-law is like, she's a good friend of mine. What are you even talking about? We wouldn't miss it for the world. And they went back. They had this great, incredible weekend. And they're still friends online. Myself and my daughter are friends with her as well online. Not to the extent, of course, that my sister-in-law is. But I think true friendships can happen online. They get a lot of criticism. I think there's a lot of people our age that go, no, no, no. But that was interesting what you said about people that met and then,
Wasn't there. Well, I think in our final minutes, I might want to address for people that it's very hard to make friends because I think you and I have an openness and a curiosity about people opens the door, I would say. Like this young woman on the plane. We connect. She tried to help me with my phone. So hello. Friends for life. Friends for life. No, just immediately I saw this other person who was cheerful and helpful and kind. And what do you don't love about that? Anyway, I think it can be very hard and people are lonely and they don't know how. How do I extend my circle or I want to find a friend. I think you got to take it down a notch from that's too much pressure. Like, I want to find a friend. That's a lot of pressure to put on both of you. So
I
I
would
don't know.
suggest to those people find an activity buddy because sometimes activity buddies can become friends. Some people that share a passion of yours, whether it's
Definitely.
a book club because you love reading, or currently I've made a new friend that loves to play ping pong. And that's the need she fills in my life is that we play ping pong together once a week,
Cool.
and
I feel the same way. It's like what do you like to do? Go there or take a class in that because you will find someone that shares that interest as well. I guess you do need some kind of, the picture that came to mind was you do need a petri dish to grow your friendship. It's probably not the best analogy,
yeah,
but
no, I think you're
you need
right.
something common. You need some kind of nourishment base, that helps the friendship grow.
Yeah, because some people become friends with their coworkers. Sometimes that's difficult.
Mm,
There's board game nights where you can drop in and just go play a board game.
yeah,
See if you like any of those people. Yeah, maybe not. The deal is, I don't need any friends, so I don't present as needy. And I think sometimes that turns people off if they're feeling like, I get rejected all the time because I'm reaching out all the time. So I get rejected all the time. It doesn't hurt my feelings, or it might hurt my feelings. Sometimes it does. I'm unfazed.
hmm
So if somebody is really in a spot where they're feeling really lonely, it's hard. It's like going to job interviews. It's hard to put yourself out there. Get
I
rejected.
think I think also if you are an introverted processor or a person who enjoys their introversion, there must be a joke about two introverts walk into a bar, have a drink, and walk out alone. You know, our introverted people that don't really enjoy crossing that barrier that you and I are quite fluid about?
Yeah,
How
or
did
people
they?
with anxiety.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes me feel lucky about my life, and I know that that's hard to share. Like,
Yeah.
I wish I could share that with people because I'd like
Which
to,
which part?
that my luck. I wish I could share
Oh,
that with
your
the
luck.
person
Yeah.
that doesn't know how to reach out or that doesn't feels uncomfortable putting themselves out there. I wish I could share that with people, but I don't know how to hand it over, you know?
I think you have to have, like you and I, just complete unself consciousness. Just like, and I don't mean in the consciousness part. I mean in the I don't care. I don't care. I will say, in the market line, whatever, I'm that. The Geico commercials are perfect. They're
Oh
like,
my God. I
stop
think they're
talking to strangers,
yeah.
commenting on what they're doing. Hey, I see you're making a good dinner tonight. You're
Yeah.
like, shut up. Keep it to
Well,
yourself.
I will say that I have been with you and you started talking to somebody and I'm like, I'm not with her. I am not with that woman because she's nuts. Yeah.
But
There
I'm
is
having a good time.
yeah. Well, there's a fine line
Oh,
between that and
yeah.
crazy. So, I mean, and
I'm so close.
I
I'm
know me
so
too. I
close.
am right on the edge.
So close.
But
So
I find that such a joyful place to be. And it's very
yes.
freeing because people expect me to be eccentric. So I can step out of norms and people just go, "Oh yeah, that's Virginia," you know. And it's very freeing.
Well, it's because the other parts of you are incredible and wonderful and attractive. You can. That's true. Just like if you were just eccentric, that's not very fun. Just eccentric, and in fact, I have a friend who was pursuing a relationship with someone she knew was eccentric. She knew was outside the box, and I said, "You're a grown up. You can do this if you want to. If you want to get to know this guy, but you're kind of, I don't know how it's going to go." And of course, he ended up, because he likes to push people away with kind of bizarre behavior. He was just basically a person who wants to leave you before you leave them and is used to being kind of an odd character out, wicked smart, pull me, push you, whatever that game, he was playing that game.
Well,
And
but do you think she was going in with the idea of a romantic relationship? Because I think that's a whole different animal than we've been discussing.
anything was on the table. But what I liked was I just could be her friend about it. We can choose relationship depth. We can choose that. And we can also say, it's not working for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to say that it did sound like when you first presented it, I thought, oh, she's looking for a romantic relationship, and that
That is a whole different thing.
some people say, oh, I just want to be friends. And I've been out there before, and I've had people misinterpret that, both male and female, as
Right.
me coming on to them sexually. In fact, I just had an encounter with a woman that surprised the heck out of me. It was just being friendly, get your face out of my boobs.
Yeah.
Not something that I thought that I would have to tell somebody just in a
Your
casual meeting.
your
Uh,
gaydar was not working.
well, hers wasn't. What I would say was hers wasn't. Mine
Good
was
point.
fine. There's nothing matter
Good
with mine.
good point. Good point.
But
Yeah.
I've had men misinterpret that too, that I'm coming on to them because I'm being friendly or making eye contact.
Right. How
And
dare you?
I just refuse
Yeah.
to play that.
Well, it's so tricky. It's really fascinating to watch small children in a setting where friendship is kind of forming and what they do, and there's sharing. Here, have my toy. A silliness might come up where a silly thing starts, and then they're both just sharing silliness and feeling each other out, feeling out what's here. Humans are fascinating.
There's something in psychology called pickup friends. And kids have pickup friends and are completely filled and happy with that. Like around the age, I'm going to guess around the age of 5 or 6, where they meet in a playground, can have a great interactive imaginary game together or work in the sand together. And then they go off their separate ways, never see each other again, never really think of each other again.
That is why I would cry my eyes out at sixth grade camp,
I'm so
because
sorry.
I had made these friends And I knew because I was only, what are you, 12 or something, that I would not see them again. I didn't have the wherewithal to like, I can have their address or their phone number. This isn't going to work because I'm a kid. Like I can't come see you, or it just was that feeling of I'm never going to see you again. And I really, really, really like you. And it was so fun to be your friend for a week. And goodbye.
Well, true pickup friends don't have that sadness at the end.
They
The little
let
kids,
go.
yeah, their mom calls them, they turn their back and they run.
Well, this is clearly a different definition than
Yeah,
pickup friend.
yes,
And pickup friend, I have to tell you, bring some other images to mind. Pickup friend.
yeah, well,
Yeah, well,
not those.
not those.
Well, I'm sorry that that was hard for you at sixth
Oh, it
grade
just
camp.
means I really connected with the people that were like me. I had a wonderful time connecting.
I did too, and that was really transformative in terms of several friends and I, that they went one way and I went another with new people going forward, just that kind of intensive deal. I went to a math camp that was a 10-day retreat because there's been some studies that have shown people will make new connections in that time of depth. The people after 7 days tend to be like fed up to here with different people and their stuff. But then that eighth and ninth day can make long-term connections.
That's
The people that were putting on the math thing wanted those connections to go forward in Humboldt County between the kindergarten teachers, the elementary teachers, the intermediate and the high school, and there were college professors there. And they wanted those longitudinal connections to keep going. And this class I just went to on Jung and Celtic mythology in Ireland, I wondered if that's why they picked a 10-day venue, if they had similar feelings.
I would love to just hear you talk about that sometime. What you came away with sounded really fascinating.
Not much.
Okay.
I came away with a
Young
lot of
out.
archaeology. Okay, yeah. They didn't really talk about Young much. And the one
Okay.
time I think they were going to, I got up and left. And so I don't think I know any more about him than I already did. But what I would say is they were all very lovely people. So,
What was the tie-in? Why was it Celtic and Jung?
because people like to project all kinds of stuff onto
That is true.
I think you could project anything. Where they lost me, and I don't mean to be critical because they put a lot of time and energy into this. It was a great experience. I loved it. I'm working on this Celtic project. We are now far afield from friendship, but I'm working on this Celtic project because someone else suggested it. And so I started doing research into it. And there's really nothing more disheartening than spending a lot of time researching something and realize the thing that you are researching is a misnomer.
Oh,
And that, how people bring meaning to their lives. And there are people in the British Isles that feel very Celtic and, say they have Celtic roots, but where those roots started, there's a lot of interpretation and a lot of controversy. And the idea of a unified Celtic culture, I think, is at this time, I believe, is a misnomer. And so
interesting.
we got to go to Maeve's tomb, Neolithic tomb, and it was really cool. I actually didn't make the climb up the hill. I saw it from the bottom of the hill. There was a big tie-in with Maeve, and they're quoting Shakespeare, and they're quoting Yeats, and they're quoting these other people that lived a thousand years after when Maeve was supposed to be there. And they're using those as primary sources to talk about Maeve and who Maeve is. I just couldn't go there, talk about mythology. I thought, well, you can make her be whatever you want. And yes, she's been referred to in the literature, but that doesn't mean those are her attributes. That was that person's interpretation of something they heard from somewhere else and we don't even know. So they started to talk about who Maeve was when there's only a couple of references to her in actual translations. So that's all I've got to say about that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Great to see you.
Great to see you. Looking forward to our next conversation.
Me too.
Appreciate all your insight.
Oh, you too.
Bye.
Great friend. Bye.
Great friend. Bye. Patty, thank you for taking time out of your day to be my friend. It was great talking to you.
This could have been the best minutes of my life today. We don't know yet. Thank you for your time.
God. I hope it's not the best minutes. I hope it gets better. Oh, God.
You don't know.
All right.
It was pretty good.
We never know. Okay.
Bye,
Until
Fran.
next time. Bye. If you enjoyed today's show, there's more on Patreon, all the episodes that I've done with Patty, also Jesse, and also Daniel. We talk about a wide variety of things, but mostly we just talk. If you enjoy being the third person at the table, just listening to some other people chatting and agreeing or disagreeing with us, then you can find more episodes at Virginia Howard Mullen on patreon.com. And you can also find them on my YouTube channel, Virginia Howard Mullen. Those weren't enough places. You can also find it intersubjectively. You can find on the intersubjectively channel on YouTube. Thanks for listening. I hope we brought some sunshine into your day. Good luck, good fortune. Enjoy the conversation.
Do, 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 do.